This is it, Golf Australia magazine's top 10 courses in Australia for 2026. Every course on this list is world class, and at this point we're splitting hairs based on architecture, conditioning and long-term reputation. You might not agree with the order, and that's kind of the point. But these are the courses that currently define Australian golf at the very top. Let's count them down. Cracking into the top 10 is the North Course at Peninsula Kingswood. Following a redesign by OCM late last decade, it reopened to critical acclaim. It's modern, strategic, and one of Australia's benchmarks in terms of course conditioning. The undulations are striking, particularly on the front nine, and the bunkering throughout is eye-catching. For international visitors to the Sandbelt, it has become a go-to course, and some would argue it should be higher up this list. 7 Mile Beach only opened in late 2025 and is the newest course in this top 10. Its impact has been immediate. Even in its early stages, the scale, setting and ambition are undeniable. This is a course with an incredibly high ceiling, and its future ranking could be even higher. The massive sand dunes and constant views of the water set it apart from almost any other course. And with fescue from tee to green, the playing surfaces are a joy to play from. Victoria is a masterclass in sandbelt golf. There's plenty of undulation, pristine playing surfaces, and pure greens. And the bunkering is world class. There are many wonderful holes, though the stretch from 10 to 16 is particularly impressive. Nothing feels forced, nothing feels excessive, but every hole asks a thoughtful question. It's a course that rewards intelligence and precision, which is why it remains so highly respected. It might sound strange to describe a top 10 course as underrated, but that's often the case with Royal Melbourne's East. The West Course takes many of the plaudits, but the East absolutely stands on its own. It's more subtle than the West, but strategically brilliant, with greens that demand total focus. 6 of its holes feature in the masterpiece that is Royal Melbourne's composite course. A unique feature of the East is that it sprawls across 3 paddocks of land, and you'll walk across a road 4 times over the course of 18 holes. It also has the most famous finishing hole in Australian golf, a course that grows on you the more you play it. Few courses anywhere in the world combine setting and substance like New South Wales. Dramatic coastal holes, relentless wind, and a routing that never lets up. Holes 5 and 6 would have to be the most photographed holes in the state. Several design tweaks have been made to the course since it last hosted the Australian Open in 2009. And it's remained magnificent throughout, as seen in these stunning pictures captured by Scott Campbell. And despite the arrival of a handful of world-class courses since New South Wales opened almost a century ago, it maintains its place at the lofty end of the rankings. It's spectacular, relentlessly demanding, and a round you'll never forget. Lost Farm is a joy to play. Wide fairways, creative angles, and a sense of freedom that's rare at this level. Designed by Core and Crenshaw, it opened in 2010. The first few holes offer a gentle start before the breathtaking short par 3 fourth, which is perched between the coastline and river mouth. The course then winds inland before making its way back to the coast on the 14th green. It proves that world-class golf doesn't always have to be punishing to be memorable. A quirk of Lost Farm is that you can actually play 20 holes because there are 2 spare par 3s, providing even more bang for buck. Barnbougle Dunes changed Australian golf. Designed by Mike Clayton and Tom Doak, it opened in 2004 and put Tasmania on the global golf map. It set the benchmark for what modern links golf could be in this country. And just like Barnbougle's Lost Farm, the Dunes is fully public access. Nothing here looks contrived as the layout blends into its surroundings. It's hard to pick a standout hole with so many to choose from. Raw, authentic, endlessly strategic, and quintessential links golf. It remains a reference point. Kingston Heath is a masterclass in golf course architecture. As you stand near the clubhouse and gaze out onto the course, the relatively flat landscape might leave some wondering what all the fuss is about, but that feeling will quickly pass. Brilliant bunkering, immaculate greens, and strategy everywhere. It doesn't rely on scenery, it relies on substance. The short par 4 third is a strategic masterpiece, and the short par 3 10th, another beauty. Your round reaches a crescendo at the majestic par 3 15th, before a demanding finish to close out your round. And Kingston Heath seems to get better each time you play it. Cape Wickham is one of the most visually striking golf courses on the planet. Set near the northern tip of King Island, it provides drama unmatched anywhere in Australia. The opening tee shot played across a cliff sets the tone for the day, and the jaw-dropping views continue throughout the course. The middle stretch of holes, beginning with the par 5 9th, is exceptional. You play down towards the 10th green beside the ocean, and then along the coast on the par 3 11th and drivable par 4 12th. But the thrills aren't finished there, because one of the world's great closing stretches of holes is yet to come, with the 16th, 17th and 18th each playing right alongside the ocean. For many golfers, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it earns its place near the very top. And number one, not much surprise here, is Royal Melbourne's West Course. It's the most complete expression of strategic golf in Australia, and arguably anywhere. Designed by the great Alistair Mackenzie, the West Course demands thought from the tee, and every green demands precision. The topography is exceptional. The 4-hole stretch from the 4th to the 7th is outstanding, as is the dramatic short par 4 10th. And the rolling terrain on the par 4 17th is a timeless classic. First-time visitors are often stunned by the quality of the holes that aren't even part of the famed composite course. Rankings will always change, but Royal Melbourne West remains the benchmark. That's Golf Australia magazine's #1 golf course for 2026. Rankings will always spark debate, and they should, but there's little doubt this top 10 represents the very best of Australian golf right now. If you'd like to see Golf Australia magazine's entire top 100 list, I've put a link to it in the video description. Let me know what you think should move up, what should come down, or maybe some courses that have been completely missed. And if you'd like a deep dive into any of these courses, let me know in the comments.